Yeah, so one of the things that we were facing together recently was that um, when we were doing these chit chats, I brought to you that at times I felt overshadowed, which was an interesting experience. Um, and to be really open about it with you was also different because we're not usually open with ourselves or with others about that. So, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and I really wanted to bring it out into the open because one of the bedrock of my work is integrating parts. And integrating parts doesn't mean you get to choose what parts you like and don't like. It means you integrate whatever comes up in the experience. It's really, really, it's crucial to having, because we've been fragmented into so many parts, right? And so probably when you were feeling overshadowed, shame can come up because you feel overshadowed because you're not supposed to feel overshadowed around me. Says who? Says who? And and you can answer that if you feel like you have an answer. But I'm just saying, says who?
Mhm.
So you automatically you shut down on your feeling overshadowed. I know nothing about it, which means that part of the reason why we're together is because we make up a whole together. This is what it means by the other with a big O. You are me, I am you, and we together are co-creating because without two parts, there is no co-creation. Now, all we got to do is see the lingam and the yoni for that. You can't create without two parts. So, if you feel overshadowed and you don't bring it to me, I don't get to have valuable information because a judgment call is made on being overshadowed, and we don't get to see the gold in being overshadowed. So definitively, spirit is spirit. Our culture's told us you're not allowed to feel certain things, and we never get to actually see them as anything different because everyone follows the code of conduct with them without
Mhm.
questioning it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's automatically pushed aside that experience because it's unpleasant, perhaps. Um, sensationally unpleasant. I mean, sensationally, there's a resistance to feeling overshadowed. Um, and do you think that those two parts that make a whole are necessarily always complementary to each other?
Absolutely. But you've got to see it past the limited story you've been given of them. You know, like so you're feeling overshadowed by me. If you were to bring that to me and I I feel guilty about the fact that I overshadowed you. Now what I've done is um, assumed that you had a bad experience in being overshadowed. And this is really radical because people are going to bring all sorts of experiences, and I'm not going to answer those sort. But I will tell you, it's without exception, it runs that way. It's a universal law. It's like um, there's no good and bad, there's neutrality. Now, in a human context, we go to all sorts of places with that.
Mm.
Let's just talk about our conversation, which is a regular conversation, which no one was getting violently hurt or anything like that. This was only happening in our psyches and was already impacting our connection, which is regular, which is a regular occurrence for most people, whether you're talking to the neighbor
Hmm.
or a lover or a child, anything. So they're the conversations that I'm talking about, or they're the interactions that we're pointing to.
Hmm.
So I assume all of a sudden that you've had a bad experience. You think you've had a bad experience. I mean, so what I say is, where does God fit into that? Why would have God, why would have the a greater intelligence have given us that experience? What, for us to feel guilty and ashamed and now decide that we're not connected? And no, no. It's to stretch into the storylines we've been fed erroneously about our connection.
Mm. So how would we begin to work it out? What would we look at with those two parts?
Yeah, it's interesting. And you see this in couples too, don't you? Like she nags me, like she overshadows my freedom, or let's just stay with us anyway, because, but it is a very, it's like if you feel overshadowed by me, chances are some part in me. So if you came to me and you said, I feel overshadowed by you, Esther, um, I would have to look inside and go, yeah, there is a part inside of me that I'm worried is going to come to the surface or something like that, that I'm trying to make not be seen in me. So it's, or if you say I feel overshadowed, I've at least got to like think, well, why would you bring that? First of all, do you know what kind of love there is in telling somebody that?
Mm.
You're actually less loving when you fabricate your experience. Now that's a big statement and it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot, I think, though, even to stop lying to ourselves about when we feel overshadowed, which I think is really prevalent.
So talk to me more about lying to ourselves in that moment. Like what went on for you?
Um, I think it's a really there's a dimming, or it's like the aperture of experience becomes really small, and there's a dimming, so I'm not even aware that what I'm feeling is overshadowed. I'm just kind of feeling like, oh, I need to, she thinks I'm not anything. I need to show her how, big or intelligent I am. Like it doesn't, unless you sit with it, you don't realize, oh, what I'm actually feeling is overshadowed. There's just an impulse to, I need to show her who I'm gonna talk to and how big I am.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And you can't tell me that that doesn't happen between, let's say, masculine and feminines in sex. Like I don't, what would, yeah, because I like to discuss that. I like to always bring it back to that. Like, yeah, do you see? I've got to show her. Like, imagine if you come to a man with a different way of wanting to
Mhm.
sexually express, and he's like, well, what happened to all my dominance? Like, I got to show her. I could go with another woman, and you start to see him on the internet looking at this woman. Like this is seriously what we're dealing with. So you thought I've got to show her that I can do it too. Yeah, so imagine that you've got a part in you that for some reason looks more confident. Right? Let's just say I'm the more confident speaking one. And you're going, oh, she thinks she can just say anything around me. And I'm like, I'm nothing, you know. They're those two parts that are fighting inside of you. And
Mm.
I'm probably sitting there going, God, is my insecure part getting overwhelmed and overridden by this discussion?
Mm.
But it's all happening in us.
Mm.
And that's how the wounds will um, play out. But if no one says anything, everyone goes off with their wounds, and that opportunity to have discussed the wounds is gone. Of course, it will come up again.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
not even, it doesn't even have to just be with you and I. It'll keep presenting
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah. No, it does. I mean, even talking about this, there's something in me. I can feel that part in me is still like, we're talking about my wound, not hers, you know?
I just told you, I feel insecure. Like there's a part of me that says, um, oh God, am I taking over this show, this speaking?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I think what's required is to really soften into that part in the moment. Because also, what happens in the mainstream, in the therapy world, is because there are people who do some sort of parts work, but it's all about talking it out. But I think the most profound part is actually sitting with that part of yourself that is painful. Like it's hard. Like I'm trying to sit with it right now, and it's hard. It's painful.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about, oh, we're talking about my wound.
Yeah, yeah. I had that thought of, oh yeah, we're talking about my wound.
I'm the one that's being pathologized here. I'm trying to like, um, I'm the one that's being pathologized. We're talking about my wound. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Is that people who feel overshadowed do feel victimized. That doesn't mean that I don't also feel overshadowed because I'm feeling overshadowed by your victimization. Now, I'm not trying to make it an attack on you at all, but this is what doesn't get seen because if you're overshadowed in our society, you're the good one in a
Mm.
way because you've been quiet and you've been good. And this isn't directed at you, Rachna. This is
No, I
directed at the behavior of feeling insecure. Or this isn't, this is directed at the behavior of feeling. I don't even like victimization. This is directed at the one who feels dominated, right?
yeah. Yeah, and I think when we're um the thing about still point lovemaking or being more present in intimacy is sometimes the man can feel dominated. That's what I've heard from men. Yeah.
And that's what I'm
That's what I've heard
bringing.
from my partner, my
That's what
ex-partner.
I'm bringing. But is that just because you're overshadowed, not you, the part that's overshadowed, just because that part is overshadowed, because here's the difference is if you're realizing that no part is actually bigger or less than the other, then you can say all sorts of things because you've got a neutrality towards parts, you
Yeah.
know? If a part is feeling overshadowed, what happens in our society is most people move towards, oh, that's terrible for that part. It's smaller, it's less seen, but very few people look at how the part that is being accused of overshadowing is feeling overshadowed by worrying about how this part, how the insecure part or the less speaking part is feeling, and how much that part has to actually taper itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. And people usually think of it. in terms of only going in one direction, like, oh, there's the overbearing one who creates the overshadowed one, but they create each other in the moment. It's not like
That's right.
it's a dependent arising, like they arise together. It's not like one causes the other. I mean, they both cause each other in the moment. And that's what you're saying. They're both, yeah,
That's what you're saying, actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And here, you've brought another thing to my attention. The thing is, you know, there's this real philosophy. I want to talk about this because just when, and it's about, we really need to listen. But I've noticed people cannot listen unless they're first interested in hearing themselves. Now in a society where you listen to yourself, that's considered narcissistic or selfish or whatever. And yet, even though we've got this real idea, you've got to listen, I don't see a lot of listeners out there. You know,
Mhm.
we've got people talking about listening. I just pointed to you that you said it because you've got decent stuff to say, and I'm not here. Now, this isn't a personal, we're discussing parts, and you are representing a part. I am representing a part, and the part that has maybe, I don't know, enjoys listening to itself, knows that it gets its wisdom from its own unfolding in the moment. That's what you're looking at right now. It listens to itself.
Mm.
And so I hope that I'm just I'm a model of, you know, what can happen when you listen to yourself.
Mm.
You know, like, yeah, like when you said, so funny. I just itched my nose then because I had an itch. And I was like, I wonder if that body language means that I'm lying.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard
Do you see
that.
what I mean? Like, I'm always thinking, I wonder if that's true. And that was the mind. And so we've always got that. It doesn't matter how, I think I've said it in the group, I've said it in the women's group, haven't I? Doesn't matter how with it you look. It's not that you don't have a mind that's saying all this stuff. It's whether or not you give it more credence or more credibility than the experience of celebrating yourself in that moment.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And certainly because I listen to myself, I've had to go through, geez, am I like too into myself here?
Mm.
Because everyone makes it so other focused. But what you said then was worth hearing for you.
Mm. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just
Oh,
interrupting
beautiful.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I see what you're saying. You're saying a conversation is not what it appears to be.
Yeah, it's not. And you know, I had this desire just then to keep reiterating to you. If you notice, mentors constantly go, yeah, you need to do this, so you need to do that. And then I realized, what am I going to tell her for? That's not going to work. Obviously, if I feel like I have to tell her, I need to redirect that back to me.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, because we don't really, it's not really the words that are transmitting the message. necessarily. It's like you could be telling me, yeah, you need to look at your parts or something. But what I'm picking up on is you not picking up on your parts or whatever. So then I start to model what you're doing unconsciously.
Yeah. Can you repeat, can you say that to me again?
I'm
Like
just saying,
even
you could be saying to me, yeah, Rachna, you need to, you need to pay attention to your parts and you need to, I don't know, meditate with your parts or something. But I'm saying, I could be,
or
that could
love
be,
them. You need to
yeah,
love them. You need to listen to them. You know, but no, you don't know. You've got such great things to say. Why aren't you listening to yourself? Like I just heard you then. You said amazing stuff. Why aren't you like paying attention to what you've got to say? Why don't you start talking out to people?
yeah. Yeah, you could be saying that to me, and then all I hear is somebody who's not listening to their own part.
Yeah, non-verbally you do, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, non-verbally, because you're,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And then, and then I model what you're doing, like not even realizing what I'm doing
Yeah.
by being like, well, you need to stop telling me what to do, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because you might
yeah,
not be ready to meet it in yourself. You might
yeah,
not be ready to meet it in yourself. So now you're going to feel yeah, like bulldozed.
yeah, yeah. And then that's how those two parts, you're right. Yeah, that's how it plays out.
Yeah, you're going to mirror exactly what I'm doing to my parts, which was if you were feeling overshadowed, then that's a really vital piece of information for me. And if I don't take that as an offense, because I don't actually believe that you're more overshadowed than I am, when you say you're overshadowed, then it's a very different conversation. Then I know, because like I said to you before, and I said it, we're both overshadowed and we're both seen.
Yeah, it's really quite radical, actually. Because you have to be willing to be overshadowed and to, yeah, meet that in the other as well.
Yeah.